they hired the best of everything. They had the CEO from Sunglass Up and the CFO from Brooks Brothers. So, you know, we just had us and Scott's sister and my brother, and you know, so we, you know, it was kind of a family affair. And then we started hiring people from Foot Locker, and so you kind of hired the people you trusted and you knew. They went and got people that they didn't know, and when you went to their stores, it was very evident early. We were a sports local market. If we were in Illinois and Champaign, you thought we were born and raised there. If we were in Kansas State, because that was store number 111, we were purple and you thought we grew up there. And LIDS concept was cookie cutter. Michigan looks like Missouri, looks like Ohio, looks like Florida. We believed the exact opposite. So, and the only reason I think we were right is that in 2001 they went bankrupt and we bought them. So we were right.
But before he leaves, some of you want to hang around and have another cocktail. He'll tell you the rest of that story. It's pretty interesting. So a couple other things, Glenn, and then any of you that would like to ask questions, we'll open it up for that. So I've coached a lot of entrepreneurs myself. I know a lot of people sort of try to dig into how some folks get on a successful path, how others don't. I have my own views about that, but the question I'd ask for you is, what have you given up over the years?
What have you given up? I don't think I've ever been asked that question. I think you give up a lot. I mean, you sacrifice if you're going to do it from scratch, because chances are, if it's your idea, very few people believe in it. They may tell you that's a great idea, but if you ask them to put money in, they're walking away. And if you ask them to work with you, no way are they quit their jobs. So you're on an island. So it is long hours. You better have a spouse that is unbelievably patient. Mine was. She's actually she's into sports as much as I am. She's a Purdue gal. She's a Boilermaker. So I was very fortunate that all the trips I took, she had my back. You have kids. You figure out, you know, I love all four of my kids. You got to figure out when and where. You can't be at everything. So you do give up some of the family stuff with your spouse and your kids. I think you pick and choose. And I've been asked, you know, would you do it again? And I would, because I try to include my wife and kids in many trips. I've been very blessed to be successful. So my wife's seen 11 Super Bowls, so I'll tell her, even though I travel, she's been to a lot of events she wouldn't normally go to. So some of the fringe benefits, and my kids have gotten to do things that most people wouldn't get to do. So there's no doubt about it. There's nights when you're on the road, or times when you're gone for 2 weeks at a time and you miss dance recitals or school play that you kind of scratch your head and go, is it worth it? I believe, and you talked about passion. If you've got the passion, I absolutely believe it is, because I don't know that I'd be as good a husband or father if I didn't pursue what I'm pursuing. So as much as you've given up, I think it makes me better at being that. So.
Great answer. So I want to open it up to questions real quick, but one of the interesting things for me and being friends with Glenn is now I get to work with his son, Kyle. Some of you may know that Kyle and Gunnar Knudsen have started a ride-sharing company here. It's about to expand into some new services here in Cape Girardeau and about to go to some other markets. And I'm sure one of the joys of Glenn's life is watching Kyle, who also got the gene, works really hard, and those guys are doing a great thing. So who has a question for the non-singing Mr. Campbell?
A couple more beers and I will sing it.
That's true, I've seen it happen. Any questions? Perfect timing. You guys want to eat and drink more, don't you? So my last question for you before you go, and thanks everyone for your attention. I know it's hard to be in a room full of people you like and want to visit with and have to listen to us, but we don't get Glenn's time often. So the next 10 or 15 years of your life, you're going to sacrifice and do some other things. What are they?
That's another good question. I can't believe when the company was purchased back in '04. Usually the founders, it just depends right on the acquisition, but the founders, they'll ask you to stay for a little bit and help through the transition. And at that time, I stayed, my partner left, so I didn't feel like I should leave, because the company that bought us, the great people out of Nashville, Tennessee. And so I thought after a year or two, they'd go, Campbell, we're paying you way too much, we know it all, get out of here. And unfortunately, they haven't said that yet. I say unfortunately, I still love it, so I'm still working for them, but I itch to be involved in startups, and that's one of the reasons I got involved in cargo. I enjoy hearing stories about restaurants. There's so many successful people in this city. It absolutely blows me away. You probably know the big names, the Drurys and the Rhodes and the so on. So there's I do a disservice because I couldn't name them all. But this place, it must be in the water, because there are so many successful people that just because they haven't made millions or don't have 50 locations or don't have names on a hotel doesn't mean they're not successful. I mean, the stories, and when you're here, and I get here kind of in spurts. I'll be here for a week or two and I'll be gone for a month. But it is fun. There's 28 or 30 businesses here. They're based out of these 2 floors, and to listen to some of these people aren't young, they're middle-aged, and when they take a chance and they step out there, it is fun to answer questions and bounce ideas off of them, and it is amazing that you could start something like Codefi, and these things are out there in big cities, but never in a small community, and that people would gravitate towards it. And this is it's an incubator every day. You've got people you can bounce. You're paying, you pay consultants. There's consultants here every day if you're willing to ask the questions. And I think people are becoming more comfortable. So for me, the next 10 or 15 years, I want to lend a hand where I can, and if it means just advice, if it means maybe getting into it financially or sitting on a board. I mean, for me, the entrepreneur bug bit me years ago, and like you're continuing to open restaurants, and people around here continue to do things. That is my passion. So that's what I'll be doing. My wife, I don't know if she'll be as patient. She probably doesn't go away and do her own thing. So good for her. But anyway, thanks again for having me.